This poem, The Spider and the Fly, is called Fable. Fable is a kind of poem in which animals act as a human being. They speak, they behave, they they have the features and the qualities of a human being. So, Spider and the Fly is a fable. Now, fable is actually a kind of allegory. Allegory means where there is one particular story or poem going on, and inside the story and poem, there is another hidden message that is continuously going on. So, for example, we as a kid we have heard the story about, say, Angur Khatte Hain, that the fox jumped few times and could not get the grapes and said, "Ke Angur Khatte Hain." So this was not about fox or this was not about grapes. It was about human beings and how they cannot achieve certain things in life. Then they say, "This is not of my kind." So these kind of stories are called fable. There are so many stories that kids watch where animals speak. So this is a kind of fable. So it's allegory. Allegory is of two types, parable and fable. So this is a fable. So let us begin the poem line by line. So there are two personalities in the poem. One is the spider and the fly. So fly is a symbol of all those innocent people, naive people, भोले भाले लोग जो अक्सर बुरे लोगों के चक्कर में पड़ जाते हैं. And spider represent those people who are very clever, super intelligent. They pretend to be very religious, or say they pretend to be very professional. They pretend to be very caring. They pretend to be very loving. But ultimately, they have an ulterior motive attached to it. तो फ्लाई उन लोगों का सिंबल है जो बहुत भोले वाले हैं. फोन आता है, ओटीपी बता देते हैं. और स्पाइडर उन लोगों का मिसाल है जो in the name of, says, education, or in the name of your development, or in the name of your growth, they ultimately cheat innocent people. Like few, not all, of course, few religious leaders who are now in jail, or few politicians. I'm not saying all politicians are corrupt, but few of them are. So it is a symbol of all those people. So let us begin. So the first line, "Will you walk into my parlor?" said the spider to the fly. "It is the prettiest little parlor that ever did you spy." So here the spider is asking the fly, "Will you come into my house? See me right now, अच्छा घर है. अब एक बार आके देखिए, इससे अच्छा घर कहीं नहीं है." You'll see some salesmen, they say like this, "This is the best carpet, ma'am, you're seeing in the whole market. ऐसा चीज ना market, ma'am, market में कहीं नहीं मिलेगा आपको." So spider represent them. I'm not saying all salesmen are corrupt, but some of them are. So will you walk into my parlor? Spider is asking fly के fly, एक बार मेरे घर में आओ, एक बार आके देखिए कितना अच्छा मेरा पार्लर है. आप इससे अच्छा पार्लर कहीं नहीं देखिएगा. You walk into my parlor, there's a winding stair. So spider is saying कि एक बार आइए. Fly को he's saying to the fly कि एक बार आओ. तो ऐसे वाइंडिंग गोल गोल घूम के स्टेयर कितना अच्छा लगता है. You'll see, it looks so beautiful. The spider is trying to tempt the fly by saying that the parlor is beautiful, that the staircase are winding, and he says, "I have many curious things to show once you come." They're saying कि एक बार आप आके देखिए और यहाँ एक से एक चीज देखने का है. It will blow up your mind. या उतना अच्छा चीज आपको कहीं नहीं दिखने को मिलेगा. You come here, I'll show you the stair, I'll show you the parlor, I'll show you such a beautiful things. But the fly knows, the fly has heard it from other people, other पेरेंट्स, टीचर, कि नहीं, जो भी स्पाइडर के घर में जाते हैं ना वो मर जाता है, डाइज. So he says, "No, no, 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 no." Fly says, "No, no, 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 बाबा, बाप रे बाप, आपके पार्लर में तो कौन यहाँ, I won't come to your house. To ask me is in vain." Fly is saying to the spider, "Spider, don't ask me to come into your parlor to see your winding stair or to see your beautiful house. I will not go into your house because you're asking me meaninglessly. I will never come to your house." He says, "Because anybody who goes up the stairs never comes down." So fly is saying कि तुम्हारे घर में जो कोई भी जाता है वो कभी भी लौट के नहीं आता है. So I will never go. into your house. Now the spider understood. ऐसे फ्लाई को घर दिखा के, वाइंडिंग स्टेयर दिखा के, रास्ता दिखा के कुछ होने वाला नहीं है. The fly will not be tempted. So दूसरा दाव. So the spider attempts to attract fly by some other means. So this is trap number 2. So he says, I am sure you are very, very, very tired, dear. Soaring up so high, fly actually cannot go up high in the sky. Fly तो नीचे उड़ते रहता है. So what the spider is saying to the fly, तुम कितनी थक गई हो, तुम इतनी ऊंची उड़ती हो आसमान में, you are so great, you can fly, you are so tired. And he says, see, my curtains are drawn, it is कितना अच्छा पर्दा लगा है, it is so thin and fine. Will you rest on my bed? I will comfortably snug you in. So spider is saying कि तुम बहुत अच्छी हो, तुम आसमान में उड़ती हो, कितना मेहनत करती हो. Why don't you take a rest and sleep in this bed? I'll comfortably cover you, tug you in. Fly को समझ में आ रहा है कि अगर हम गए घर में, तब तो spider हमको झपट्टा मार के खा लेगा. So he says, no, 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 no. For I have often heard it. Whoever sleeps into your bed never wakes up. So the fly is saying to the spider कि नहीं नहीं नहीं, तुम्हारे घर में हम नहीं जाएंगे, क्योंकि मैंने सुना है कि आपके घर में जो कोई भी जाता है वो सोता है तो उठता ही नहीं, मतलब वो मर जाता है. But see, the spider is not angry. Spider का पहला दाव, staircase, बहुत अच्छा घर, parlor, it failed. Chris Spider is saying, okay, my bed is so comfortable, I will tuck you in, you're so tired, you've been flying. Again, the fly says, no, 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 because anybody who sleeps in your bed doesn't wake up. फिर भी स्पाइडर को गुस्सा नहीं आता, क्योंकि स्पाइडर को पता है कि फ्लाई इससे नहीं तो किसी और चीज से तो फंसी जाएगी. लाइक यू सी सम सेल्समैन दे से द प्रोडक्ट नहीं से, ये तो अंकल एकदम अच्छा नहीं है, तो कोई बात नहीं बेटा, दूसरा देख लो. देन दे से, अरे ये सब आपके लिए है ही नहीं, आप इधर आइए, आप स्पेशल रूम में आइए. एंड देन दिस इज हाउ सेल्समैन, यू नो, मोस्ट ऑफ देम दे मैनिपुलेट द कस्टमर्स. Not all, but some. So here is a classic example of how spider or politician or some pseudo intellectuals or some kind of false babas, they trap people into their ashrams. Not all. Some of them are really genuinely good, but some. Some of them are like the spider, and but there are some people who are like fly. So पहले दाव पे तो वो नहीं फंसते, दूसरे में भी नहीं फंसते. Then the spider says, then the spider is very clever. Then he says, said the cunning spider to the fly, dear, what can I do to prove my love? ये बोल रहा है कि I care for you so much. बोलो मैं क्या करूँ ये दिखाने के लिए, मैं सच्चे दिल से I really care for you. To prove my affection that I have always felt for you. So spider is saying to the fly कि tell me, हम क्या करें, अपना प्यार, अपना respect, अपना care, अपना concern दिखाने के लिए करें क्या? Then he says, पहला तो staircase था, फिर bed था. Then he says, I have within my pantry all good things stores, very nice. Pantry मतलब जहाँ वो सब pastries, cake ये सब रखा होता है. जैसे Mio More के shops में, you see they keep all things in a place. So pantry means where all cake, pastries are kept. So food items are kept. कुकीज, चॉकलेट, ये सब. तो इसे मेरे पास ना एक बहुत अच्छा पेंट्री है, वहाँ बहुत अच्छा खाना वीना मिलता है. वंस यू कम एंड सी, आई एम श्योर यू आर वेलकम, यू कम, विल यू कम एंड हैव अ स्लाइस ऑफ से केक. सो अब खाना का अट्रैक्शन, इसके चक्कर में तो अक्सर लोग पड़ ही गए, बोल के दे आर बिकमिंग सो ओबीस, so fat. No, 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 said the fly, kind sir, that cannot be. फ्लाई बोल रहा नहीं नहीं, हम आपके यहाँ खाना खाने नहीं जाएंगे. क्यों? बिकॉज आई हैव हर्ड हु इज इन योर पेंट्री दे डू नॉट विश टू सी. बोल रहा हम वो आपके पेंट्री में क्या क्या खाना है वो हम देखना नहीं चाहते, बिकॉज ही हैज हर्ड इट फ्रॉम पीपल कि जो भी कोई जाता है इसके पेंट्री में कुछ ऐसा खाता है, सो जाता है, मर जाता है. सो द फ्लाई इज नॉट विलिंग टू गो इनटू द पेंट्री ऑफ द स्पाइडर. सो ही सेज आई वोंट गो. Sweet creature, said the spider, you're so witty and you're so wise. The spider is not angry. The spider is not taking it personally. The spider is said no so many times, but the spider is a perfect example of politicians who keep hunting for your vote till you ultimately go and vote them. So here he says, You are very wise. Spider is saying to the fly, though the fly is saying that your bed is very dangerous, your food is dangerous, your staircase are so dangerous that I will never come back. लेकिन एक बार भी स्पाइडर को गुस्सा नहीं आ रहा. Spider is saying, आप बहुत ही intelligent है, आप बहुत ही, you're so wise and so witty. How handsome are your gauzy and beautiful wings? सब तारीफ चालू. So spider is saying to the fly, तुम्हारा कितना अच्छा wings है, कि कितनी brilliant, how brilliant are your eyes. I have a looking glass. Why don't you come? जैसे आजकल लोग सब selfie लेके अपने मोबाइल में देखे जा रहे बाल को. Okay, so this is also a temptation where most people fall for, that their own looks are so important that they stand in front of the mirror half the time, and the cosmetics are getting so super expensive. So this is a temptation where most people would fall for. So the spider is saying to the fly, मेरे room में एक बहुत अच्छा mirror hai, you can come and see how beautiful is your wings, how brilliant are your eyes, you come and see. If you step in one moment, I will show you. He says, if you step in one moment, you can see yourself. But एक बार अंदर आइए और आप आके देखिए कितना अच्छा मिरर है, मिरर पे अपने चेहरे को देखिए. But the fly is very clever, at least clever till now. So the fly says, I thank you, gentle sir, for you are pleased to say, bidding you good morning. Now I have to call it another day, and I have to go now. So fly समझ गई कि इस पे जहाँ ज्यादा रहने से स्पाइडर हमको कुछ ना कुछ trap से फंसा लेगा. So the fly says, no sir, I can't come into your house. I'll go to some other house. So sir, I'll call it another day. I'll meet you another. Bye. लेकिन अभी भी स्पाइडर मायूस नहीं हुआ. The spider knows that somehow or the other there must be some other trap, and that trap is so powerful that most people going to fall into the trap. So the spider says, okay. जैसे देखिएगा दुकानदार बोलता है, ठीक है आप जाइए, पूरा मार्केट में आपको नहीं मिलेगा. You will not get this in the whole market. ये सिर्फ हमारे यहाँ ही है. पूरा मार्केट में क्या नहीं मिलता, कहीं नहीं मिलता. So the spider is of that kind of person who says, okay, you go buy. Because अगर वो अगर जबरदस्ती करेगा तो ऐसे भी फ्लाई भाग जाएगा, ऐसे भी कस्टमर भाग जाएंगे. So it's a very manipulative method to trap people. So the spider turned around, ठीक है, okay जाइए आप, and he went into his den, into his cave, into his house. For he knew the silly fly would come back. Spider को पता था फ्लाई वापस आएगा. फ्लाई वापस आएगा क्योंकि फ्लाई का झूठा तारीफ हुआ, और तारीफ झूठा ही सही trap so many people that when people post their pictures in Instagram or Facebook, Snapchat, they are so hungry for like that when people do not see them, they call them up and say, like my picture. So desire to be appreciated, desire to be praised is very deep rooted in human psychic. तारीफ पहाड़ों को भी हिला देता है. There is a saying in English that fools love praises, but even wise people take a dose of it. Fools love praises. बेवकूफ लोगों को अपनी तारीफें पसंद होती है, और अच्छे लोग भी थोड़ा बहुत सुन ही लेते हैं. Fools love praises, and even wise people take a dose of it. So the spider knew कि fly अपना तारीफ सुनने जरूर आएगी. For the sake of gender, for the sake of understanding, I'll call fly as female and spider as male. Of course, it's not a gender bias commentary, just for the sake of convenience. So the spider knew the fly would come. Fly के पास तारीफ सुनने का तो डिजायर है ही, भले उसको भूख ना लगे, भले सोने का दिल ना करे, भले स्टेयर केस के लिए ना है, भले कर्टन के लिए ना, the fly would come for what? Come to listen to the false praises, for he knew the silly fly would soon come back. So he started weaving his web. वो अपना मकड़ी का जाल, मकड़ा माने स्पाइडर अपना जाल बनाने लगा. एक कॉर्नर में फ्लाई ने वेरी क्लेवरली छुप गया, and he set his table ready कि अब आएगी फ्लाई और इसी पे उसको खाएंगे. So he set the table ready कि फ्लाई आएगी उसको खा लेंगे. He came out to the door once again and started singing. वो गाना गाने लगा. Come here, pretty fly, with the pearl and the silver wings. आओ fly, कितना अच्छा तुम्हारा pearl है, कितना अच्छा wings. Fly का कुछ wings pearls नहीं होता. This is false praise. Okay, so if you tell a man who has no hair कि uncle आपका hair कितना shiny है, तो of course it's a false praise. You're not saying it to Deepika Padukone. So these words that pearls and silver wings are not befitting a fly, might be befitting some other creature. So spider is saying कितना अच्छा fly का पर्ल जैसा मुंह सर पे है, कितना अच्छा wings है, come here, come here. Your robes are green. He says कपड़ा कितना green और purple कलर का है और तुम्हारे सर पे crown है, crest means crown. So the spider is singing this song to trap fly, and the fly को दूर से ये गाना सुन रहा है, गाना सुनाई दे रहा है. जैसे लोगों को इंस्टाग्राम में अपना तारीफ सुन सुन के बार बार एक ही कमेंट्री को पढ़ पढ़ के शांति लेते हैं दिल को. So something of that kind, the same psychic is working here. So the fly is very desperate to listen to her own praise, desperate to be praised, desperate to listen to तारीफ, praises. झूठा ही सही, किसको परवाह झूठ सच का. So the spider, it knew very well that the fly would come, so it started singing, come here fly, come here with pearls and silver wings, come here with green color and purple color lobes, there is a crest means crown on your head, your eyes are like a diamond bright, but my are dull. मेरा आँख, स्पाइडर saying ना डल है, तुम्हारा कितना खूबसूरत. ये सब सुनने के बाद alas soon the flies started coming. Fly मुड़ गई. अब वो स्पाइडर के केव की तरफ आने लगी, सुनने का अपना तारीफ के लिए, और करीब और करीब और करीब और करीब. Hearing this, the flattering words slowly fitting by, the buzzing wings hung afloat and then came nearer and nearer. वो ऐसे घूम गए, विंग्स को ऐसे हिलाते हिलाते फ्लाई उसके करीब आने लगी. Thinking of the words she had heard, वो गाना सुनी थी, आँख कितना अच्छा, ग्रीन कलर का ड्रेस, पर्पल कलर का ड्रेस, सर पे क्राउन, ये सब वो सोचने लगी. थिंकिंग अबाउट द ब्रिलियंट आईज, थिंकिंग अबाउट द पर्पल ह्यू मींस कलर, ये सब वो सोच सोच के इतराए जा रही थी. कितना अच्छा मेरा ड्रेस है, मेरे कितना अच्छा चेहरा है, कितना अच्छा मेरा स्किन है. Something of that kind. She was lost in her own self glory that she has heard it from the spider. Thinking of the crest on her head, and foolish things he came at last. और करीब आते गए, जितना स्पाइडर के वो करीब आई, the spider jumped into the fly and pulled her into her den and took her into the cave. वहां से उसको staircase से टान टून के घसीट मसीट के उसको एकदम केव के अंदर ले गया. He jumped on the spider and fiercely held fast. जोर से पकड़ा जैसे पुलिस चोर को पकड़ता है. And he dragged her into the winding stair, जो ऐसे ऐसे stair था, into the dismal माने dark den. And from that parlor, the fly never came back. Fly मर गई मतलब spiders को खा लिया. But at a deeper level, it means that the fly got misused, the fly got cheated, the fly got flattered, the fly became a victim. Banking के language में बोले तो the scam became successful. So in this way, the spider trapped fly. Food failed, shelter failed, curtain failed. कर्टेन का अट्रैक्शन फेल हो गया, खाने का अट्रैक्शन फेल हो गया, बेड सॉफ्ट था उसका अट्रैक्शन फेल हो गया, वाइंडिंग स्टेयर का अट्रैक्शन फेल हो गया, लेकिन एक अट्रैक्शन नहीं फ्लाई झेल पाई, द टेम्पटेशन को ओवरकम नहीं कर पाई, एंड दैट इज द प्रेज, तारीफ. somebody was right when he said तारीफ तो पहाड़ों को भी हिला देता है. झूठा ही सही. Now the author is saying the fable ended. The author is now speaking to the readers directly, and he says, now dear children, as you read the story, he's saying, kids, आपने अब कहानी पढ़ा, so to idle silly flattering words I pray you never pay any heed, it any attention. So the author is saying to kids कि बच्चे ये झूठे तारीफ, ये तारीफ के बहुत बड़े बड़े कमेंट्री इंस्टाग्राम पे, ये नॉर्मल लाइफ में, या फेसबुक में, या स्नैपचैट में, don't pay attention to all those flattery words. I pray you never pay attention to these words. Unto an even counselor, close heart, ear and eye. So he's saying जब कोई तुमको advice दे for his own benefit, तो उसे heart close रहो, उससे दूर रहो, because that person has an ulterior motive, a motive to cheat you, a motive to take advantage of you, a motive to have his own benefit. So author is speaking to us and is saying, रीडर्स, जब भी कोई तारीफ करे, जब भी कोई एडवाइस करे, जब भी कोई कुछ आपको अपना फोन करके बोले कि मैम ये खरीद लीजिए, या कोई आके बोले कि I am there to help you, when you doubt his words and intention, then be very, very careful. Take a lesson from this tale of the spider and the fly. So author is saying कि spider और fly से एक कहानी सीखो कि जिंदगी में fly मत बनना. तो spiders लोग तो बहुत ही हैं, कभी politicians, कभी डॉक्टर, कुछ डॉक्टर, कुछ डॉक्टर्स इतना टेस्ट लिख देते हैं. Of course they have some commissions, not all but some, not all but some. So some of them are like that. Some teachers are like that. Some, I'm saying some, or few rather, some few. That they force certain course in students, knowing they very well that it will befit them, it will help them to earn some kind of money. So the moment you become fly, somebody will become spider. This is the law of nature. Because if you are not the hunter, you get hunted. So this is just the summary of the poem. And if you have found this video of any benefit, I'd request you to share it with your friends, with your classmates. And if you have any question, just write it in the comment box and let us know the question. Thank you for watching the video.